Greetings, earthlings, and all beings from all realms of existence. Assalamu alaikum to my Muslim brothers and sisters. Shalom to my Hebrew and Jewish brothers and sisters. Ashe and Otep. Greetings to all my Catholic, Christian brothers and sisters. Namaste to my Hindu and Buddhist brothers and sisters. Greetings to all beings from all realms of existence. Please accept my acknowledgement. So, this is the Magical Moonchild 444 channel. I am your host, son of a Sufi 777. Today is the day after Thanksgiving, and I have dedicated this day to just getting some downloads out there and getting just like some much needed information. So what I am going to recite is from the book it's called On Knowing Yourself and God. It is a piece from the beloved Al-Ghazzali, one of my favorite philosophers, by the way. The true nature of prophethood and sainthood. The true nature of prophethood and sainthood. If a person does not know the above, then he really has no knowledge about the true nature of prophethood. Except in form and by hearsay, that prophethood and sainthood are categories of the nobility of the human spirit, and they may be summarized in three qualities. That which is disclosed to the commonality of mankind in sleep is disclosed to him when awake. The hearts of most people affect nothing but their own bodies, but the heart of a prophet or a saint affects bodies external to his bodies in a manner which is for the good of mankind and to prevent corruption. That knowledge which the commonality of mankind acquires by learning is acquired from his own internal self without the learning process. Let me run that back. That knowledge which the commonality of mankind acquires by learning is acquired from his own internal self without the learning process. Okay? Just as it is true that an intelligent and pure-hearted person can learn some things for himself without instruction, so it is true that a stronger and pure person can learn the knowledge of all trades, or most of them, or a few of them by himself. Such knowledge is called intuitive. As God Most High said, we taught him knowledge from ourselves. That is a surah out of the Quran, surah 18, ayat 65. Anyone whom these qualities are found is either a great prophet or a great saint. If he possesses but one of these, he will attain a high degree. Furthermore, there are graduations for each of these qualities, and one person may have them in a lesser degree while another in a greater degree. The perfection of our messenger, Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings be upon him and his family, lies in that he possesses all three qualities at the highest level of perfection. When God, may he be glorified and exalted, desired to direct mankind to prophethood so that they might follow it and learn the way of spiritual happiness from it, he gave a proof of each of the three qualities to everyone. Dreaming is the proof of one quality. I'll repeat that. Dreaming. When you go to sleep and have a dream. Dreaming is the proof of one quality. Right? This is one of the qualities that it requires to attain the highest level of perfection. The levels only prophets have attained. Dreaming is the proof of one quality. Sound sagacity. Sound sagacity is the proof of another. And sound instinct is the proof of the third. Pause. Unpause. So one thing we don't do, we don't pretend to know something. And if we don't know something, or if we have forgotten some type of information, then we research it. So sound sagacity is the ability, like strong discernment. It's like strong common sense. And sound instinct is a natural unlearned behavior that is a response to and sound of instinct. Hold on one second. Sound of instinct is a natural unlearned behavior that is a response to environmental cues or internal. That's not the definition that we were looking for. So sound of instinct. So a natural unlearned behavior that is a response to environmental cues or internal drive. So basically, it's like saying having good instincts. Okay, here's the. So these are the three qualities that they're saying are needed for a person to reach their highest level of perfection, which is essentially Christ consciousness. It is not possible for a person to come to believe in something for which he has no affinity. Whatever does not embody or represent it well to him cannot be the embodiment of that concept. For this reason, no one can comprehend perfectly the true nature of divinity. No one can comprehend perfectly the true nature of divinity except God Most High. A discussion of this assertion is lengthy, and I have given lucid proofs in the book, The Meanings of the Names of God. The point is, now that we deem it permissible that beyond these three qualities, prophets and saints have other qualities of which we have no knowledge because we cannot perceive them. In Islam, we have a saying. It goes, Allah guides whom he wills. Not only that, to you your belief and to me mine. This kind of says the same things. The point is now that we deem it permissible that beyond these three qualities, prophets and saints have other qualities of which we have no knowledge because we cannot perceive them. So as we say that no one knows God perfectly except God Most High himself, we say that no one knows the messenger, may peace and blessings be upon him and his family. perfectly except the messenger and whoever is at his exalted degree. So Jesus Christ would know. Therefore, among mankind, prophets know the worth of prophets. No more is known to us than that if we did not dream and someone said to us, a person falls down and does not move or see or hear, but he knows what will happen tomorrow as though he were awake, hearing and seeing what he could not know. We would never believe it because a person would never believe what he had not seen. For this reason, God Most High said, nay, but they denied that which their knowledge could not encompass, and the interpretation of which has not come to them. He also said, and since they will not be guided by this Quran, they say this is an ancient lie. Do not be surprised if the prophets and the saints have an attribute of which others have no inkling, and that they have noble delights and states from it. You see that a person who has no aptitude for poetry finds no pleasure in the rhythm of music. If someone tries to make him understand its pleasure, he will not be able to do so. That is because he has no affinity for it. In the same manner, the blind cannot comprehend the pleasure of colors and the desire to see them. Consequently, do not be surprised by the power of God Most High. He who has created some perceptions above the degree of prophethood and below that no person is aware of. I didn't understand why I had been directed to recite that particular verse. Now, after reciting it, I have bells and whistles going off in my head. I have small but extremely telling confirmations going off within my spirit. I don't know who needed to hear that, but hopefully I have assisted you in your journey as you all in the spiritual community in the entire world have assisted me in mine. I'm most greatly appreciative for every experience and every encounter that I have ever encountered. I'm most appreciative for every lecture that I have sat through, for every sermon that I have had the pleasure of hearing. It is all done with great purpose and most greatly appreciative. The wise one never stops learning. There's a saying that goes, the student becomes the teacher, which is true. But the wise teacher is also simultaneously and forever the student. No one can know all knowledge except for God. No one knows everything save for God, save for the Almighty Creator. However you choose to describe him, with whichever name you choose to address him, the great divine. No one can know except for God. No one can know it all. No one knows everything except for God. And no, you can't live enough. Even if you came back 1,000,000 times, you would not be able to live enough lifetimes to learn everything that God has the ability to teach you. So never stop seeking knowledge, and always remember that there is no possible way that you can know it all. Always remember that God reveals to whom he wills. God guides whom he wills to wherever he wills. And just because we may not be familiar with the terrain does not mean that it is not so. I love you all. This has been an insert from the Magical Moon Child 444 channel. The Magical Moon Child 444 saga, if you will. This has been an insert from the saga of the Magical Moon Child. I am your host, son of a Sufi. Assalamu alaikum, and I love you. I love you all.